let's get into award talk here, Femi. Coach of the year. I think it's important to give you the odds for all 32. I think all 32 are interesting, and probably like 29 or 30 can actually win. But before I give all the odds here, give us the breakdown of Coach of the Year, like why you like it so much, and like the compass that you use to try to identify a winner.
Yeah, this is quite literally my favorite betting market in any sport, in any form of betting. Like, I absolutely love NFL Coach of the Year. Like, sides, totals, over-unders. Like, no, NFL Coach of the Year is my number one in the power ratings. It's incredibly fun because there's multiple ways to win the award, which makes it a little bit trickier for the odds makers and for the betting market to get it right. Like, they definitely do get it right eventually, but it's a little bit trickier than some of the other words like MVP, DPOI, et cetera, et cetera. So the three ways to win are pretty simple. There's the improvement way, which is the most conventional way. That's the way that you see consistently win, the improvement coach. There's the elite coach that has the gaudy record, like 2 losses or fewer. There's the circumstance coach, which that's the one that you have to recognize in season and probably in December that that's about to happen in the cases of like Kevin Stefanski and others that we can outline here shortly. But improvement, what do we mean by improvement? How do we quantify that? It's pretty simple. Like, you want your average improvement to be around like 5 to 6 wins year over year. Like, that's the kind of improvement we're talking about. Like, think about last year, Kevin O'Connell in 2023, Vikings 7-10, 2024, they're 14-3. Like Brian Dable for the New York Giants, they improved by 5 wins from 4-13 to 9-7-1. Kevin Stefanski in 2020, 6 wins to 11. Like, you see kind of how this is going. Sean McVay, 4-12 to 11-5. Like, that's the kind of improvement that we're talking about. That's the most traditional way to winning it. Of the last 23 winners dating back to 2002, when the league expanded to 32 teams, 15 of those guys have fallen under the improvement umbrella. The elite coaches, self-explanatory. Coaches, once again, who lose fewer than 3 games. That's Harbaugh in 2019, 14-2. Most famously, Bill Belichick in 2007, 16-0, where like you can improve to high heavens. You're not beating a coach that wins literally every single game in the regular season. The circumstance guys, these are the ones are the guys who overcome the adversity in real time, and it really shocks everybody in thinking of, wow, how did this team do this? Most famously, I would say, is Mike Vrabel in 2021, where the Titans were the number 1 seed in the AFC despite a litany of injuries. And I remember there being a lot of injuries that season, but I went back and did the research on it, like how many guys were actually hurt. Like, A.J. Brown missed 4 games. Derrick Henry missed 9 games. Like, you had Bud Dupree miss 6 games. Like, Julio Jones, who was maybe a little bit washed, he missed 7 games. David Long, their linebacker, missed 7 games. It was a ton of marquee players that missed a bunch of games. They were still the 1 seed, and that's how Vrabel was able to beat out guys like Zach Taylor, who came on with that Cincinnati Bengals team. So those are the paths to victory. That's what makes it incredibly fun and incredibly tricky to price, and it's why I love this award, and we can get into some of the other criteria and also the names as we begin the next hour. But Coach of the Year is the absolute nuts, and I absolutely love it.
Anything else you want to add, or you want to get to the names and the odds?
Yeah, a couple other things I'll add here, because like we outlined the different ways to winning the award. Here are some things you want to keep in mind. 18 of the 23 winners since 2002, win totals of 8.5 or fewer. Like, you're looking for teams that are sort of seen as mediocre or even bad. For your winners, especially for the improvement teams to win these awards. Like, the exceptions are the circumstance coaches or like the coaches that had the elite seasons. In terms of your regular season output, like, it needs to be around 10, 11 wins. Sometimes you can get away with 9 in the case of Brian Dable, but usually you want to be like 10-7 or 11-6. You also want to make the playoffs. Like, all 23 winners since 2002 have made the playoffs. It goes back even further. I believe Jimmy Johnson was the last coach who did not make the playoffs and won Coach of the Year back in 1990 for the Dallas Cowboys. And also, like, the sneaky one that I think a lot of people always forget, QB reputation matters. Like, you want to make sure your coach is going to get the credit. That's why Andy Reid, who goes 15-2 last year with an elite gaudy record, does not get any of the credit to be the Coach of the Year, because everyone's saying, well, he's got Patrick Mahomes. It's why Sean McDermott doesn't get votes for Coach of the Year. Well, he's got Josh Allen. It's tough to win this award when you have a quarterback who is seen as an elite quarterback. So, like, guys who've made the All-Pro, 21 of the 23 coaches to win the award, they have coached quarterbacks who have never been All-Pros. Like, Belichick is the only exception. Those are the 2 Belichick years with 2007 and 2010 when he had Tom Brady, who, of course, had been an MVP. 18 of the 23 coaches had never coached a QB who had received an MVP vote. Like, you want to make sure that the reputation of the quarterback is like, meh, okay, or in some instances, like last year, the reputation of the QB is terrible, so there's no way that the credit's not going to all go to the head coach as it did with Kevin O'Connell last season. So those are things to keep in mind when you're betting this, and we can get into the guys. But yeah, like those are the things that you want to make sure that you know before placing your money on this award market.